This is the screen for the Allen Bradley PLC, pretty much the machine you guys understand. I'm just going to go through this for you so you have a better understanding of the PLC. You have auto run, edit recipe, system setup, and manual run. In manual run, you can jog the auger just by holding it in. Agitation with fill or continuous. If you put it in continuous and hit jog, you can empty the hopper, turn it off. You can index the cylinders. This is the neck clamp. You can have come in or out, and you can also vibrate manually. It's all manual operation. That's pretty simple stuff. You return. I'm going to go into edit recipes right now. This is an important one. So you can turn to whatever recipe you want. Recipe 8 we have now. If you want to change the next recipe or previous, you can do that. Mode is we want to be in turns. How many turns do you want? I said in 5. We're going to be in with fill for most of your products. Fill timeout is how long before you want the machine to shut down if your auger continually turns. It has to be a higher number than your turns. We put in 300 seconds just to make sure. You don't have to put it that high though. Recipe 2, recipe page 2. How do you want the vibration, with fill or continuous? Do you want to vibrate it after the fill? These are your delays. These are real important in the recipes. So these are for your cylinders. Delay after fill. I think right now you guys have dials. These are times. It'll hold it in these recipes, which is really nice. So right now we have a delay after fill, 1 second. Transfer time, how long it takes to get into the fill station. That's a little high right now. You guys can start playing with that lower to get it where you want it to be faster. And how long before you transfer, how long you want it to settle for. Those 3 times there, you'll play with to speed up your times. Again, I think the transfer time right now is a little high, but everything else is pretty close. Recipe page 1. That's recipe 8. So when you return and you go into auto run, you want to make sure you have that recipe selected. It's actually actual recipe number. That's what we named it. That's the number. That's the actual 8 number. That's what we named it. You can change the name of anything you want, like 20 gram fill, whatever you want it to be. We're at 5 turns. You can go more or less during the run. So if you're getting a little less product in there, this is the auto run section. You can go a little bit more. The operator can go a little bit more, a little bit less. The coast you're not going to touch. That's just something internally that we do. If the clutch is coasting a little bit, we make up for it. You do have a production counter on here, so you can reset it at the beginning of the run. Trying to do this as I'm doing it here. There, reset to 0. When you're ready to run, all you do is hit start, and as long as this photo eye down here is satisfied, which has a red light on it right now, as long as that's satisfied, you will run. So that is your auto run screens. Again, you can go to a different recipe if you want in this, which is select recipe. What recipe do you want? Well, I want 8, which is named recipe 8. Or you can go to the next or previous recipe. That's your auto run screen. That's your edit recipe screen. We did your manual screen. System setup is the last one. You can change the language too to Spanish if you want up there. System setup. You don't have a lift on this, but we put the program to accept one if you ever get one. Right down here is what is enabled or disabled. If you ever get a lift, you can enable it. If you ever have a cutoff, you can enable that. We put them in there as automatically, just in case, so we don't have to change the program. Index enabled, we want that enabled. We want the neck clamp enabled. You can turn that off if you want. We want vibration on. So those 3 are on, the other 2 are off. And then you have your delays in there. Clamp time, how long you want the clamp to come out. Release time, how quickly. Cut off open time. You don't have a cutoff right now. So that's just going to be 0. Agitation shut off. So you don't want your agitation continually turning all the time. You can turn that. It will shut off automatically after 2 minutes if you haven't initiated and you were in continuous. Increment decrement amount. That is for the more or less. We're going to change that to 0.25. So every time you hit more or less, it'll change the revolutions by 0.25. You can make that whatever you want. You can make it lower or higher. 0.25 is pretty good. This is your level control, low level delay, 3 seconds. Once you're satisfied, it'll take 3 seconds before it turns on again. You're going to play with that in the field. All this system setup is very important. Again, these are all times that you can kind of play with in the field to maximize your throughput. That is pretty much it with the screens. Other than that, we have emergency stop, push on or off. Your fill motor has to be on for it to run, and your conveyor has to be on for the conveyor to be turning. I'm going to go ahead and, we're going to go ahead and, let me do 2 more buttons here. This button over here, this is your vibration intensity, how much you want that vibration to be intense, or how much intensity you want. And this is your conveyor speed. I have it on 7 right now. You can make your conveyor speed wherever you want. I think you guys have that stuff right now. A couple other things down here. The neck clamp is right here. Your index cylinders. We set it up for your bottle, so you're ready to go except for those times to maximize your throughput. Up here is your level control. You're going to tie right directly into that with your feeder. It'll tie directly into that. You're already tied into your PLC though. We did add a fan, a little vent cover actually to dissipate the heat up top. That is pretty much it as far as what we changed. You guys are pretty secure after that. I'm just going to go ahead and hit auto run. Hit auto run, and I'm going to hit start. So it's hit start. Conveyor on. And we'll hit start. As you can see, right now we're going to be indexing some of these bottles for you. We're doing it automatically again. We're filling. Everything's running. See your index cylinders down here. This one lines it up. This one lines it up. This one lets it go. Fill bottle. All right. That's pretty much it.